Hey guys, welcome back. Last we were talking about commander abilities. I had just gone over the common commander abilities that each race has. Now I'm gonna go over racial abilities. Okay, each race has three unique racial abilities, unique to their race. Only two races share the same ability, I believe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the racial abilities of humans. Let's see. Okay, or imperialists. The racial abilities of imperialists are intuition, irrational tactics, and lone wolf. As you can see here, when a commander is spawned, he has a random chance of getting any of these abilities. So you have to sift through these commanders to get the ones you want. Out of all the commanders you get that spawn, I would say only a handful are actually really useful. But when you use a race like Imperialist, it's just easier to get useful commies because the way that the abilities work, it's more streamlined. So here you can see Engineering Specialist, Irrational Tactics. That's a perfect wall commander right there. So you have Intuition, critical hit chance plus 15%. That is a 15% crit chance across the board, which is outstanding stat. You have detection range plus 6%, and you have weak cloaking detection. Okay. Irrational tactics, you have defense rate plus 30%, and you have armor defense rate plus 20%. Okay, these stack. So whatever the defense rate is of the armor that you're getting, it's already plus 30%. And on top of that, you get a plus 20% on that as well. These are great defense rate walls. They work with engineering system specialists. And then you have Lone Wolf. In my opinion, Lone Wolf is a very underrated commander. Um, it's a very misunderstood commander. When you look at this, you see plus stealth 40, plus 40 mobility, weak cloaking, berserk modifier plus 5. What that tells me is that this is a awesome flanking commander. Okay, the stealth gives you, I guess you could say stealth is a affects your commander or your enemy's detection range. So if you attack your enemy and this fleet gets in range of your enemy, it lowers your enemy's detection range by 40%. So these fleets here can flank around enemy fleets pretty easily because of the stealth. The mobility just adds to their ability to turn around after they flank. Okay, the weak cloaking, they're cloaked. So even though the stealth helps, the chance that the enemy fleet will detect them is very low unless they can detect weak cloaked fleets. And the berserk modifier adds plus 5 berserk. That just means that if your fleets go berserk, this fleet has a higher chance of going berserk. Um, and that usually happens when your fleets undergo a lot of morale damage. And it's usually towards the end of a battle that this happens. Okay, stealth plus 40 and weak cloaking. What does this do? This gives you a plus crit bonus when you hit your first attack. Okay, that means when this fleet circles around the enemy, fires from behind, you get a high chance to crit. Okay, that's what that means. Now, that's only for that one fleet you hit. When this fleet finishes attacking that fleet, flies over to another fleet, it has a chance of becoming cloaked again and getting the crit bonus again. Okay, that's why I say these are very underutilized and misunderstood commanders because they're very good. Um, Whereas intuition, you always have a plus 15% crit chance. Okay, these are good head-on damagers. All right. Now, as you see here, we got energy system specialist lone wolf. Okay, this could be a good flanker. This could even fight head-on as well. Um, and you go down here. Let's see, missile specialist intuition, another good fleet. Um, that means every missile you fire has a plus 15% chance to crit. Now you can kind of get an idea of how you match up commanders. Okay, you match their common ability with the racial ability. Okay, engineering system specialist with the wall commander ability, irrational tactics. Energy system specialist with either lone wolf or intuition. Okay, ballistic specialist with lone wolf or intuition. Missile specialist with lone wolf or intuition. Okay, that's how it works. That's how you need to start thinking when you look at commanders. How are you going to match up their common ability with their racial ability, and then the type of ship design you're going to use. All right. That's how you choose commanders. I already showed you how to train commanders. Now we're going to go how to set up fleets. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to recall every single commander. Okay. I'm going to disband them all. Okay. Alright, these are disbanded. Now I'm going to design a new ship. Okay, I'm going to design a Corvette, and I'm going to name this Beam Make 1. Okay. This Corvette is going to be specialized for Energy System Specialist Commanders. I'm going to choose Self-Recovering Crystal because that's the best armor I have. And then I'm going to look at my beams. Okay, I have two or three types of beams. Laser, plasma beam, and crystal laser. The best beam that I have is crystal laser, so I'm going to use crystal lasers. And I'm going to hit OK. And I am going to build this ship. I'm going to build 40 of these ships. Alright. Now that I have these ships uh, being built, um, I'm going to look for commanders that I can use with these ships. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select this and then select this. Okay, now they're sorted by the types of commander they are, and their offensive capability. Okay, I have Energy System Specialist Lone Wolf, 6 offense defense. I'm going to use this one right here. So this is Commander Taryn McIntyre. Alright. Um, for the purpose of this tutorial, the ships that I built yet aren't done yet, so I'm just going to use something else. But I'm going to go to Form a New Fleet, and I am going to select that commander right here. Okay, go up here, Commander 1, beam. Choose the fish. Okay. Alright. Alright, now the first beam fleet has been formed. That's how you want to set up fleets. Okay, you want to set them up according to the common ability, the racial ability, and then the type of ship you designed for that type of fleet. Okay. Um, Basically, how you set up fleets is you want to set up a full 20 fleets. That's going to be your main offense and defensive force, and you're going to design them based on what you want. How many walls do you want? How many flankers do you want? How many beams do you want? How many ballistics do you want? And so forth. I'm going to get into it a little bit more later. With the next tutorial, we're going to go into more of ship designing. Um, but for now, we're out of time. I'll see you guys soon.